questions. So let me start out with a song from my records. It's called Squeeze Play. My hair's sticking to the microphone. That's a good sign. Crickets already. questions yet? God, I forgot to stop the tape. All right, any questions? No questions yet? All right, let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I got started and all that kind of thing. And if it gets too boring, just start throwing stuff at me. Okay. I started out on piano when I was 5 and took lessons and that whole routine. And I guess about a year later, I saw my first Kiss poster. And I saw like Gene Simmons spitting blood and breathing fire, and I said, I have to do that, you know, why am I singing with this piano? So they had guitars, and I said, well, it looks like in order to breathe fire and spit blood, I have to play guitar. So I started taking guitar lessons, and I started playing out pretty young. I started my first band when I was in 7th grade, and you know, we sucked pretty bad, but it was a good thing because I got some experience, you know, for playing out and stuff. We had high school dances and things like that. And from there, I kept playing out, and I got into a cover band when I was about 15. And we were playing a club circuit like around Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, and Jersey. And we got a pretty good following. We actually recorded a record too, and we tried to get a deal, but nothing ever happened. But that was a good thing, playing with them, because I really got a good feel for playing out, you know, in clubs and stuff, which is real important. You know, a lot of times you get so caught up with, you know, technical things and trying to, you know, be technically good and stuff, but really the important thing is being able to pull stuff off, you know, on a stage, you know, in front of people and stuff in a band situation. It's really important to make sure you get out there and get seen and stuff. But at any rate, from there I started sending instrumental tapes to Mike Varney, and I got in the Spotlight column, and we started corresponding and stuff and decided to do the record. And we did the record with Steve Smith and Stu Hamm. That kind of brings me where I am now. So, do I have any questions yet? Yeah. Arthur's Museum.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Why, did you see us?
101.
Oh, really? In Delaware? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that was a fun place to play. So we never played anywhere down here in Georgia, but... So, any other questions? Yeah? Well, actually, it's good you asked that. No, because the next record I'm doing is going to be a vocal record, and I'm going to be singing on it. So that should be pretty fun. I'm kind of going for like a Hendrix of the 90s type thing. You know, I don't know how it's going to come off, but it's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, kind of commercial, but there's still going to be some, you know, cool guitar stuff. So it should be pretty interesting. Any more questions before we get started on the worksheet? Yeah.
How old are you now?
19. Okay, let's get started. Alright. If you get to the first page, I have some arpeggios written out here. This first line is a major and minor version of arpeggio that I use a lot. It's a real basic shape, and a lot of you probably already know it, but I kind of incorporate a tap into it. And when you tap with this arpeggio, you can get all sorts of different tonalities by using the same shape with your left hand and just changing notes with your right hand. So I'll play it for you slow and explain to you how I'm doing it, and I'll show you how you can use it, you know, in soloing and stuff like that. I'll do this in A major, so people that have their guitars can like start wailing. All right, we have E on the 3rd string on the 9th fret, and then A on the 2nd string, C sharp on high E, and then E on 12th fret. A real basic shape there, A major. And what I'm doing is tapping up here on the 17th fret with my right hand, and you can get some cool effects. Let me demonstrate. So just by taking that arpeggio and moving notes with my right hand, you can get different tonalities and things. I'm starting out by picking the first note with a downstroke, and then second note with a downstroke, and the third note with a downstroke, and then hammering on. 12th fret. It's kind of like a sweeping type thing. And then once I get it going, it's all hammer-ons and pull-offs, so I'm not picking at all. And it's going to be a little hard to do at first without the strings ring, but once you get used to it, it shouldn't be too much trouble. So I have this lick that I incorporated this into with string skipping. It's kind of a fun thing to do, so I'll play that for you. Also take that and use that over a chord progression and come up with some neat things. I did that in one of the songs. The next song I'm going to play, the chorus of the tune has like that kind of thing in it. I'm doing that kind of technique, only applying it to a chord progression. You can get some cool sounding licks. Okay, the next thing here, I have to look at this to make sure I know what I'm talking about here. The next thing is an arpeggio with a tap and slide. And if we play this over A major, it'll have a major 7 tonality, and if you play it over F sharp minor, it'll have a minor 9 tonality. So another thing you can do here with these things is you can get different tonalities by playing over different chords. So you don't actually have to learn a separate shape to play like a major 7 arpeggio or whatnot. You can just use like for example, if you want to play E major 7, you can play G sharp minor. You have the same notes. That's something to think about. All right, let me run through this second arpeggio here slow so you can see what's going on. Okay, we have a hammer-on the 3rd string from the 9th fret to the 11th fret. And then we're going to pick A with a downstroke on the 2nd string. And we're going to pick C sharp on the high string. And we're going to kind of incorporate some legato techniques. So we're going to hammer on D and E. So we have, and then we're going to tap G sharp. And when we tap G sharp, with the right hand, we're going to slide from G sharp to A. And back down. And go down the arpeggio. So let's check this out. Let me do the soft one. Cool thing you can do with that is take the arpeggio down in octaves. Like if you take the A major arpeggio down in octaves. What I'm doing there at the end is going down a major scale. And some cool effects. That's something I like to do a lot. Alright, let's see what else. We got any questions yet? Any questions on these legs? What to do with them? Why I'm showing them to you? Who cares? Okay. This next one, it kind of involves the same technique, only there's a little bit of string skipping in there. And this is a G major 6 arpeggio with a tap. So we'll have a shape like this with the left hand. We'll have a 3rd finger on the 10th fret, 5th string. And then we're going to pick D with a downstroke on the 3rd string. And then we're going to hammer on E on the same string. And then hammer on G on the 12th fret. And the whole step between your 1st and 2nd finger and the 4th fret spread between your 2nd finger and your 4th finger. And we're going to tap the major 3rd with the right hand. So in this case it would be B. And that would be up here on the 16th fret, 3rd string. So let's hear this. Now with that, you can take that and move it around and create some pretty neat musical ideas just by changing the notes up here and changing the fingerings. Fun thing to do. All right, any questions yet? You gotta have some questions. I don't want to get this worksheet. Huh? Okay.
When you go to your old band, one of the things you used to do is solo the console, like put the guitar on the ground and, do like, the Steve Vai does in the White Snake video.
Oh, he does that in the White Snake video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just kind of like a thing, just to impress the neighbors with. I can do that for you later, but impress the neighbors. All right. How about any other questions? Yeah, in the back.
How often do you practice there?
How often do I practice today? I don't know. It kind of varies. You know, it's kind of funny because until like the last like 2 or 3 years, I didn't really practice like really hard. It was pretty weird. Like, you know, I would, if there's something I wanted to do that I couldn't do, I'd like, you know, learn it, and then like, it was weird. I wouldn't really spend tons of time practicing. I just kind of wait, and like, eventually I would be able to do it, you know. And it was kind of a stupid thing to do, you know. It's just, but I was like, you know, going to school and you know, playing in a full-time cover band, and I didn't really have a lot of time. I was just, you know, I played all the time. I just didn't really sit down and like say, well, gee, what am I doing wrong, and just really get into it. And within the last few years, I really started to like practice like all day long, and you know, just really try and, you know, get my shit together technically and stuff like that. It's like once I realized that I could do some of the technical stuff, I was like, you know, well, hey, I might as well, you know, practice and try it. So how much do I practice? I practice pretty much all day. You know, it's really all I do. I have a home studio, and I just stay in there and like write songs and practice and write songs and practice and answer the phone and write songs and practice. So it's a pretty fun procedure. Any more questions? Questions. Everybody has to have questions. I didn't get who does my hair yet. So wait for that one. Okay. Here's another arpeggio. This is another one of my favorite arpeggios. This kind of involves the same technique, only just a different shape. This is C sharp. We'll have C sharp as the fourth string, and then E as the third string, and then G sharp as the fourth finger on the third string. So yeah, the minor shape there. And then we're going to tap B, and when we tap B, we have a minor 7 sounding arpeggio. So let's hear that. So with that, you can take that around and change shapes. You know, if I give you that shape, the major shape isn't really too hard to figure out. It's major third instead of a minor third. So you can take that and move that around the fretboard and create some cool things. Create magic. Fretboard magic. All right. I guess we're pretty much done with this first page, so we don't really need it. All right. Now the second page. More arpeggios. These first few pages are just arpeggio heaven. All right, this is a major arpeggio, G major 6 arpeggio with a slide, and you can get some really cool effects just by sliding with your fingers. This one involves some sort of legato technique too. This one because I can make sure I'm showing you the right thing. Okay. Yeah, this involves some sliding, and it's kind of the same type of technique where you're hammering on. We're going to start with a hammer on the third string from B to E. And then play G on the second string. And then play B on the first string. And then hammer on C and D. And go back down. And slide down. Sliding down to B there with your first string. And then hammer on G on the fourth string, and then E on the fifth string, and then just go back and forth. I think I actually showed it to you with another note. I don't think there's a C in there on the arpeggio, but it kind of sounds cool right there, so we'll deal with it. The other one is a minor 6 arpeggio. Now this is G minor 6, but it also works over C7, which sounds pretty cool. So hip, as a matter of fact, I have hip written here, so it sounds hip. All right, we'll hammer on from the 7th fret to the 9th fret on the 3rd string. Yeah, that kind of shape. Instead of playing B, we're going to play A sharp. So sounds kind of funny, but it'll work. And then we're going to hammer on to D on the 10th fret. And then pull off, go back down. And then slide down to A sharp. And then we're going to play G on the 4th string and E on the 5th string. So this is a really cool sounding thing, so let's check it out. You can also do some bar things. Kind of like that sound. So that works good over C7. Kind of a bluesy sounding thing. Alright, what's next? More arpeggios. Okay, here's some sweeping things. Anybody know who sweeping is? No. I guess you guys know what sweeping is, right? That's with the broom, right, exactly. I didn't bring my broom today, so I'm gonna use my pick. God. Alright, thank God I'm not a comedian. It would be too good. Alright, this one here is a pretty common form for a major sweep, and this is going to be, what do I have written? Yes, 3-octave major arpeggio. Alright, let me play this very slow. Alright, there's the first octave, and we're hammering on here from E to G. That's kind of a nifty little thing right there. And also, before I get into this arpeggio, you can just take that shape. Instead of playing C on the 4th string, you can tap C up here on the 15th fret, and you can actually do it a lot faster. It's kind of a thing you have to get used to, picking the note, picking the 6th and 5th string, and then like flicking your hand so you can hammer on and tap and keep it in time. That's the only really trick to doing that. Okay, let me finish showing the arpeggio. Yeah, this much. Then we have E on the 3rd string. And then we bar the 8th fret. And then hammer on from C to E. And then we're going to come up into the final position here and play G and E on the high E string. And then we're going to play C on the 2nd string. And then G on the 3rd string. We have that shape that I showed you earlier, that thing that we did the tapping with. So let's hear what we got so far. And then continuing, we have E on the 4th string, C on the 5th string, pull off to G, so kind of a wide stretch there. And then we have E, and then slide from E back down and do it over and over again. So let me play it very slow and then we'll speed it up. That's another one of those fun things to do. And the next one is fun things to do. I might have something there that's saying. I don't think anybody else says that. Okay. The next one is 3-octave E minor arpeggio. And let me show you this one. You have a little bit of a stretch here between your 1st and 3rd finger. You can actually use your 4th finger too, instead of your 3rd, but it's a little easier to play it fast when you use your 3rd finger, for me anyway. So we'll have E on the 12th fret, and then G on the 10th fret, and then the 14th fret we're going to have B. And then we're going to bar the 14th fret and play E. So then we have one octave again. We're going to continue. We're going to play G on the 12th fret. We're going to bar the 12th fret and play G, B, and E all on the 12th fret, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. And then we're going to hammer on to G. So let's hear what we got. We're going to slide up here to B and pull off to G on the high string. And then continue down the arpeggio. I'm not going to go through the notes again because you have it written there. It's kind of silly for me to stand and go through everything. Okay, so we have this shape coming down. down and do it again. There you have it. That is the second page. Even more arpeggios, even more arpeggios. There's more where that came from. All right, this is kind of like a little tune type thing, and it's incorporating two shapes that I just showed you and one additional shape. And there's a descending shape. Let me show it to you quick. This goes like this. We have D on the high E string, and then A on the high E string, wide stretch down. Then we bar the 19th fret. Second and third string, pull off to the 14th fret, and then we have F sharp on the 4th string, and then D on the 5th string, and pull off to A on the same string, and F sharp on the 6th string. Let's hear that. There's a little descending shape there that's incorporated in this little tune. And then I have the chords written here too, so once you guys learn this, you can have your buddies play chords, and it'll be real exciting. All right, let me play it for you. That's another one of those fun things to do, everyone. Fun things to do. All right, so that kind of takes care of the third page. So let's see. We have to have some questions here. I got a rapid pace. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to talk about. A lot of times with these arpeggios, like actually most people when they play these kind of arpeggios, take all the notes. But when I come down, a lot of times I'm just hammering on. And I find I can get more speed that way. So, you can do it both ways, It just depends. When I go down, I take every note. With all down strokes, right? And then slide. Actually, to get the next arpeggio, I'm sliding down. Okay, then I'm sliding down. Try it different ways. Try picking and, whatever you want to. Someone else had a question over here. No, nice like school type thing I went to. When I was 15, I went up to the guitar summer workshop in Connecticut, just for like a week. And then that was pretty much it. I had guitar lessons, but I stopped my guitar lessons when I started playing out, because I didn't have enough time. Any more questions? Bert? Yeah, way in the back.
What page are you on? We just got our music back here.
I can't hear anything.
What page are you on? We just got our music back here.
Where'd you get this? You get somebody? Yeah, I'm with Mark. Yeah.
You just missed a real fun night. That was really fun. Really happy and gay. Any more questions? Come on, we have some more questions. Questions, yeah. I don't know, I might have been talking about what I just did. Yeah, that's what I call string skipping. I didn't show any string skipping, which I probably should have. I'll show you what this is. This is just like a string skipping thing, and it's based around, this is in B minor. It's based around the pentatonic scale. If you know the pentatonic shapes, I'm just taking notes out of the shapes, and I'm just skipping strings, skanking skanks. I can never say string skipping. It's one of those tongue twister things. All right, let me play this for you, and you can kind of see what's going on. picking with all downstrokes, but it's not like one swift motion. It's kind of back and forth. Is that what you were talking about? Is that, no, really, not even close. Huh? That's something interesting anyway. So maybe we can do something with that. Try taking the pentatonic shapes maybe and trying something like that. Just like string skipping, like all sorts of fun things. All right, any more questions? Yeah. Let's see. I played with Jonathan Mover. He is. Yeah, we played in Chicago at the NAMM show, the last NAMM show. It was a thing that Ibanez and Laney had, like a jam thing. It was a bunch of players, Paul Gilbert, Frank Mbali, Jennifer Batten, Blue Saracen. It was pretty cool. It was fun. And I played with Jeff Pilson. That was pretty fun. But that's pretty much it, I think, off the top of my head. I guess if I play with anybody bigger than that, I'd remember it. Yeah, go ahead.
How much time in practice
What's this?
How much time during the practice day you spend on recording stuff?
Recording stuff? Chords? Actually, it's pretty weird. Like, the way I practice, I'll just pick up my guitar and start playing, and then, like, if I come up with an idea, like a chordal thing or whatnot, something that I can't do, then I'll just practice it. Or if I hear something in my head, that I want to, like, a lot of times, when I get in a rut, this is really funny, like, I'll just, like, write down, like, I just started doing this, write down, like, random notes and try and learn them, and just, like, see what you come up with, and then, like alter the notes after you learn that, and come up with some pretty cool, like, different things. I got this one thing we play for. I'll probably screw it up because it's really hard to play, but it's like an atonal thing. I just learned it, so give me a break. So, but then I have this other song that has riffs like that in it, that the bass and guitar play together. So it'll probably be on the next record. It's pretty fun.
Is it available now?
Oh no, it won't be available for a long time. For months and months and months. No, not really. I mean, when I write songs, like the vocal stuff I'm writing is, of course. It's just, when I just, like I said, when I'm practicing, I just try and figure out things I can't do, whether it's quarterly or whatnot. There's plenty of that stuff, so plenty of stuff that I can't do. Go ahead, you have a question?
How long have you been working on music that's on the album? Is this like something when you were 14 you decided to throw on there?
Well, I think there's one song there that's pretty old. It's like one of the first, like, the second instrumental I wrote is on there, and that's called Cryptic Script. It's the one with the acoustic guitar in it, but that got really hacked because originally when I wrote it, it was this real long song with like 50,000 different parts. It wasn't really much of a song, so we edited it and made it into more of a song type thing. And then some of the stuff was like stuff I just wrote, towards the very end before I went out. So it's pretty big span over a period of time. Any more questions? Yeah.
I noticed Jason Becker produced your album or helped produce it.
Yeah, Jason and Mike. Yeah, Jason's amazing.
Are you guys like pretty good friends or something?
Yeah, we're friends. I just talked to him a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's really cool. We got along really good. It was pretty funny because you have two kids together locked up in a hotel. It's like there's some really funny stories. And, if you're, when he's here next week, I guess he's here, ask him about some of the stories, like about us in hotels and stuff like that, like setting fires and things. Chasing after girls, bringing them back, and like tying them to the bed and stuff. I was pretty damn lucky. It was pretty interesting. I sent Mike something like a long time ago when I was 14. Like this live tape of my band, and it was the suckiest thing you could ever hear. And I don't even think I called him, and like I don't even think he ever got getting it or anything. And then like I got an 8-track, and then I started demoing stuff. and then I sent him like 4 songs, and like I didn't hear anything. It's pretty funny. I didn't hear anything. I sent him the songs. And I was like, God, I guess he must think I blow or something. But finally, like a friend of mine calls me from Berkeley and says, "Hey man, you're in Spotlight." I thought he was pulling my leg, but I was just kind of put in there, and he didn't even call me. Like I saw it, and I saw it. That's how I knew I was in. Like I didn't get a phone call until like a month after I saw the article. It was pretty funny. It was a good surprise. But and then like the way I sent the tapes, I had 4 songs that I recorded, and I sent the same tape like 4 or 5 times, and I changed the order of the songs. Because I figured like if he hears something, if he puts the tape in, listens for a couple seconds, and hears something he doesn't like, he's not going to listen to the rest of it. So that kind of worked. So that was kind of a cool thing. So you guys want to try doing that? Yeah. Oh yeah, constantly. That's like, especially after playing with Steve Smith and Stu Ham. I mean, I kind of was like jolted into reality, and it's like, man, I really got to get my. I mean, my rhythms weren't sucky or anything, but I mean, they weren't where I wanted them to be. And like, I spent a lot of time with metronome and really concentrating on locking in. I think that's harder than actually doing like the fast, arpeggios and skanking and tapping and whatnot. It's really, you really have to concentrate and listen, and it's just a matter of feel, of really being able to lock in. It's very important. So yeah, I spent a lot of time working on that. I probably spend more time, thinking about that kind of thing than actually playing licks and stuff, because I think it's kind of more important in a way. Do you have a question or something? I thought you had your hand up. I'm just hoping that. All right, any more questions? Questions are fun. No more questions. I'm gonna have to play if you have any questions.
The last couple frets in the next album.
Yeah.
Is that soft or is that part of the custom?
Well, it's kind of like stock on the gems, and this is like a gem neck without the stuff on inlays and stuff. So I kind of worked out, I really liked the neck when I was at the place, and the fact that the frets are routed, it kind of works out for when we do tapping up here. Like I tried to do a lick in that song, and I just completely blew it. But normally the note just comes out. It's by tapping like that, they kind of come out a lot easier than on a regular guitar. I mean, you still have to work to do it, but it just makes life a little easier. And also, like when you bend and stuff, it's kind of neat because you kind of get your finger caught in a little groove there. It's kind of a neat thing. No, that's over now. We're not saying that anymore. Any more questions? Yeah.
You took your selector switch off and you have like a toggle at the top. What does that do? Is it just...
That changes the pickups. Yeah, I have. See, this is kind of another fun story. No, I was supposed to have 2 humbuckers, okay? And somehow this thing got in here, in the middle, and it just got in the way. So it's down is this pickup, up is that pickup, and in the middle is both. And then this is the volume control, no tone control. So what happened was they did the graphic on the 760 body without, with the holes already cut, assuming I wanted the stuff there when I forgot to tell where I wanted it. And now I have holes in my guitar, so, but it's no big deal. I can deal with it. I've had this witness worse. Yeah?
What's some of your influences?
Some of my influences? Let's see. Well, when I first started out, I guess I liked Jimi Hendrix, because my mom was really into like all those kind of groups and stuff. And so I was always hearing it all the time. So it was like Hendrix, and then I got into Frampton and Ted Nugent, and then this is really funny, but the first time I heard Van Halen, it was on the Beat It solo. And I didn't know, I thought it was Brad Gillis. So, I mean, I was pretty much in the dark when it came to like modern things and modern players and stuff. I didn't know like anything, anybody was. So when I heard Van Halen, I started really getting into Van Halen, and then Steve Vai came out, and I started listening to Steve Vai, and then I really got into Steve Morris and Alan Holdsworth and those kind of players. So I listen to everything. I like everything. I like Prince a lot too. So shoot me. You had your hand up.
Yeah, I was worrying about, I had talked with Miss Bailey earlier this year over the phone about, I'm not trying to insult you or anybody like that. They won't.
I think you suck now.
The fact that they have this just big custom guitars, they targets for their voices.
Actually, they're doing that now though. If you said they're doing like this kind of stuff, you can get like all sorts of like cool graphics. If you send them a thing,
What about hard
Yeah, I think they're doing that. So I don't know if they put the switches, in different spots, but I know, like, you can get pickup configurations, and I mean, I know they're doing that stuff now. All right, I'm gonna play another song, but do you have any more questions before I play? Yeah. Lane, yeah. I got to slam the Lane, yeah. It's really cool. But they're supposed to send it here, and somehow it got digged up, and I didn't get it. So deal with it. Any more?
One last.
Yeah.
Your lane, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The lane get modified?
I have like a bunch of them, and there's one that I'm using now that's modified just a little bit, but I think they might start selling it. Because it's like a master volume. See, I have this thing with knobs. I can't deal with a lot of knobs. It just confuses me, because I'm pretty much a simple mind when it comes to that kind of thing. So, it's like a master volume head with like 6 knobs, only it has a lot more gain. It has as much gain as the AOR head, only you can just control it with 1 knob instead of 4. So it kind of works out pretty cool. It has like an extra preamp gain, so I don't need a distortion box or anything. And like the AOR heads have just as much gain, so my thing was I just didn't want to have a lot of knobs in my amp. So do you have any other questions?
Yeah, you talk about black doors and stuff like that. You do like, stuff like that, like,
I did some stuff. I mean, there's some stuff on the record that I did. What's that noise? I was gonna blow it. Yeah, I did some stuff. Pulling the bar back and like getting a little squeeze. I mean, I'm not a bar freak, but I do some stuff. Just stuff like that, like banging notes. And vibrato sometimes. I like the bar vibrato because it goes like under and above the pitch instead of just only above the pitch. So it's a neat vibrato that way. Alright, I'm gonna play this song. And this one's called Plaid Plesiosaur. It's a dinosaur song. Plesiosaur is a dinosaur, so in case you're wondering. How many people have my record, by the way? A few people. How many people are gonna throw it at us in school? How many people are gonna buy it? Don't have it. Everybody, right? Good.